Bellator prospect, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and now a contender in the PFL's World Tournament, JJ Wilson. Since his pro debut all the way back in 2018 for Bellator, he has grown his skill set to add some impressive knockout wins, trying to become a world champion someday. The PFL World Tournament, driven by winning or losing in the cage, might be his best and most direct chance to that accomplishment. Nonetheless, in today's video, we'll have a look at one of the best BJJ practitioners in mixed martial arts and the highlights of the Maori Kid, JJ Wilson. Prior to Wilson's pro mixed martial arts career, he spent a ton of time grappling. As of now, he's been training jiu-jitsu for over 11 years, achieving his black belt and establishing a very reputable resume of accolades, both nationally and internationally in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You can see how comfortable Wilson is off his back while attacking submissions or taking opponents down and fishing for any limb or an opponent's neck. In any event, after a brief amateur career that did include a regional title and a trio of fights for the IMMAF, the grappling training would show itself immediately in his professional career. He'd start out his career with 4 first-round finishes, and you guessed it, 3 of those would be by submission, with 1 grounded pound TKO. Actually, all of his first round submissions remain rear naked chokes, but his 5th professional fight, he threw in an armbar, just to show a little bit of diversity in his finishing skills. JJ Wilson would then get booked in a big fight against Tywin Claxton, and he would actually come in as the plus 200 underdog, missing weight. However, he would still earn a split decision victory, cementing himself as a potential prospect with a huge future. He would then go on to defeat Sergio Dabari with a brutal overhand right TKO finish, and then follow that up with a massive win over Pedro Carvalho. In his next fight, he would take on Russian Gaji Rabadonov, and in an extremely close fight between the two, Gaji would actually take advantage of a lot of takedowns and would earn himself a unanimous decision victory. JJ did look good on the feet, but he was too accepting of taking bottom position, whereas Gaji was landing the big takedowns and earned himself that Russian-style unanimous decision. JJ Wilson would not go on a losing streak. He would follow that up with a victory over Vladimir Tokov, and there were some triangles in this fight where I actually can't understand how Tokov was able to survive, but nonetheless, the judges had to decide between Tokov, who was landing takedowns, and JJ Wilson, who was going after submissions constantly. But JJ Wilson would ultimately hand Tokov his 2nd career defeat and redeem himself against another very skilled Russian. And then in JJ's most recent fight, he took on tough French fighter, and he earned himself a unanimous decision where he actually implemented the grappling, getting himself his 10th professional win and earning himself the recognition enough that the PFL would get him in the World Tournament. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, remember to smash that like button and subscribe to Combat Sports Central. And how far do you think the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist and developing mixed martial arts professional JJ Wilson can go in this PFL tournament? Peace out.